In the quiet town of Crescentville, the holy month of Ramadan had arrived. The air was filled with a sense of peace, and the streets were adorned with colorful lanterns and twinkling lights. Aisha, an 11-year-old, and her younger brother Yusuf, a 9-year-old, cherished this special time of year. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the siblings sat on the carpet in their living room, eagerly waiting for the call to Maghrib prayer. The delicious aroma of their mother's cooking wafted from the kitchen: spicy spring rolls, creamy broccoli soup, and sweet dates. Yusuf's stomach growled loudly, making Aisha giggle. "I can't wait to eat," Yusuf exclaimed, clutching his empty stomach. "Me neither," Aisha replied, smiling. "But remember, fasting isn't just about being hungry. It's about feeling what others feel, like those who don't have enough food." Yusuf nodded thoughtfully. He had heard this before, but this year, he wanted to do more than just fast. He wanted to help others, just like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught. The next day, after school, Aisha and Yusuf decided to visit their elderly neighbor, Mrs. Khan. She lived alone and often struggled with chores. The siblings knocked on her door, and when she opened it, her face lit up with joy. "Assalamu alaikum, children. What brings you here?" she asked warmly. "Wa alaikum assalam, Mrs. Khan," Aisha said. "We wanted to help you with anything you need. It's Ramadan, and we want to do good deeds." Mrs. Khan's eyes sparkled with gratitude. "How kind of you. I could use some help tidying up the garden." Together, Aisha and Yusuf spent the afternoon pulling weeds, watering plants, and sweeping the porch. Mrs. Khan watched them with a smile. As they worked, she told them stories about Ramadan when she was a child, and how her family would gather around the iftar table, sharing food and laughter. When they finished, Mrs. Khan hugged them tightly. "Thank you, my dears. You've made an old woman very happy." On their way home, Yusuf turned to Aisha. "I feel really good inside. Helping others is amazing." Aisha smiled. "That's the spirit of Ramadan, Yusuf. It's not just about fasting, it's about becoming a better person." As the days passed, the siblings continued their acts of kindness. They helped their mother prepare iftar meals for the mosque, donated their old clothes to a charity drive, and even saved some of their pocket money to buy food for a homeless man they often saw near the market. On the 27th night of Ramadan, usually known as Laylat al-Qadr, the night of power, the family went to the mosque for special prayers. The mosque was beautifully decorated with lights and lanterns, and the atmosphere was serene. As Aisha and Yusuf prayed, they felt a deep sense of peace and connection to Allah. After the prayers, the Imam gave a short speech. "Remember, my dear brothers and sisters, the true essence of Ramadan is not just in fasting or praying, but in spreading kindness and compassion to all." Aisha and Yusuf looked at each other and smiled. They knew they had tried their best to live by those words. When Eid al-Fitr finally arrived, the town was filled with joy and celebration. Aisha and Yusuf wore their new clothes, exchanged gifts, and enjoyed a feast with their family and friends. But the greatest gift of all was the happiness they felt in their hearts, knowing they had made a difference in someone's life during Ramadan. As they sat together, eating sweet treats and laughing, Yusuf whispered to Aisha, "This was the best Ramadan ever." Aisha nodded. "Yes, because we didn't just fast, we shared the light of hope with others." And And so, in the little town of Crescentville, the lantern of hope burned brightly, thanks to the kindness of two young hearts. The end.